Hola mi gente, ¿cómo están? Aquí Alba con ustedes, para hablar de libros y algunos de Puerto Rico en español. Uh, Hi people, how you doing? Today is Sunday, around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, February 10th, and I'm here to do a tag that JD Estrada was kind enough to tag me in. And but I have to let you know that I'm so frustrated because I have been working for the last few days on my neck of the wood tag, and hasn't been an easy job of it, but I'm not giving up. In the meantime, I'm going to do this tag. I just want to let you know I really appreciate all the work that some of the booktubers go through to edit their videos. I had no idea. It's been a grueling experience for me. Grueling. Because I have devices that are not compatible to each other. It's a trip. Okay, this is called the Booktube for Beginners tag. And I am no one to be giving beginners in Booktube any advice. But since JD Estrada tagged me, I guess I'm going to do it, right? Take everything you hear with a grain of salt, okay? The first person to motivate me to start a Booktube channel has to be Jason from Old Blues Chapter and Verse. I always get that name a little bit wrong. Old Blues Chapter and Verse. Because when I was thinking about the Booktube channels that I was watching and noticing the fact that I didn't see too many Latinx people, I did later on, or Puerto Rican people from the diaspora. I saw one or two. I started thinking about it, and then Jason put up a video, uploaded a video in which he was advising people about starting Booktube channels and motivating them to do so. And I saw it at just the right time. I thought about it a couple of weeks more, and then because of that video, I went ahead and did it. Plus, JD Estrada subscribed also and gave me a few hints. So yeah, I have to thank Jason and JD Estrada. Number 2, the first channels on Booktube that you watched. If you have seen my previous videos, you know that it was Heidi at My Reading Life was the first person that I actually watched. And then, of course, I started watching Steve Donahue, Jason, J.D. Estrada. I watched Lisa at Lycan Books. And then the young ladies that started the Latinx readathon for Hispanic Heritage Month. So, number 3, the first time you know that reading was something you truly loved. There was never a time that I didn't know that reading was something that I truly loved. From the very first days that I was in elementary school where we had a library, I knew that I loved reading, and the stories that I found in the books spoke to me and appealed to me. Number 4, where do you get most of your books from? Lately, I've been getting most of my books from the bookstore here in Ponce, not here in this town, the next one over, the city of Ponce, which is the second city in Puerto Rico on the south side of the island. And whenever I want recent or backlist of titles of Puerto Rican authors, I go to El Candil, and they always have it. And they also have an extensive selection of books in English, the latest ones also. But what I usually do now that I'm on, that I have a Booktube channel and I've seen so many recommendations, is first look on Overdrive to see whether I can find the book available through the libraries. Thank goodness for Overdrive. And then if I can't find the title and I really, really want to read the book, I look at the used bookstores online. And I've had very good responses from thrift books online. Oh, and then when I go to New York, I go to Housingworks, which is a used bookstore. I go to the Strands, of course, and I found a new one. We found with my daughter. Took me up to Washington Heights, where there's a community bookstore manned by volunteers. And if I can find the name of the store, I will put it up in subtitles. Number 5. Did I wait a long time to start a Booktube channel? Not really. No, as soon as Jason came out with that motivational video, I started right away. Is there a number of subscribers that will overwhelm you? Number of views, comments? No. As I mentioned in my first newbie tag video, I'm not in it for the subscribers or the money or the views. And Jason helped me overcome my fear of the comments. Yeah. So no, there's nothing I don't think that will overwhelm me. What overwhelms me is the editing, the tech. Yeah, that was the next question. What's the most challenging part? The editing. I film on an Android, and I finally found a good app that works for me. But on the laptop, on my Mac, it's still a problem for me. Number 8. Tell me, they want to know something about myself. Okay. I'm a retired teacher. I worked half of my teaching career in Puerto Rico as a bilingual teacher. Now, bilingual teachers in Puerto Rico are usually English teachers. And when I was coming up and when I first started teaching in the public school system, in a mountain rural town, they gave me the job because I spoke English. My BA was not in it was not in English. My BA, as a matter of fact, was in Hispanic Studies, Estudios Hispánicos, from the University of Puerto Rico. But I worked for 16 years in the Puerto Rican public school system, and then I went to work as a bilingual teacher in the New York City public school system, and there the bilingual teachers teach all of the subjects in both languages, and that was a challenge. It was very, very hard, but I loved every minute of it. There is no high greater for me than to see the progress of a child who comes into first grade not knowing how to read, not knowing how to sound out letters, knowing nothing about the process, and leaving first grade knowing how to read, and sometimes not just one language, in 2 languages. And I loved teaching. And so I still do some with my grandsons here in Juana Diaz. That was something about myself. What am I currently reading? Right now, at this point, I am reading a few books. One of them is The Natural Way of Things, because of a video that Heidi and Shawn made about that book, and the comments that they made spoke to me, and I recognized some of the elements that they spoke about and some of the conduct and some of the behaviors there, and I was really struck. So it was available on the library on Overdrive. So that's what I'm reading right now. I've just finished The House of Impossible Beauties because of another recommendation by Adriana Perpetual Pages. If you don't know Adriana Perpetual Pages, you are missing out. It was a very heartwarming book. We'll talk about that one later on. And I'm also reading Canaan's Edge for Black History Month. I just got this book, Signal to Noise, from Njeri at ONYX Pages. Thank you, Njeri. This is something that I will be reading soon. I'm also reading Don Quixote, and I have another series of books that I told you I'd be reading for Black History Month. So I'm going to tag a few people. I'm going to check first who hasn't done the tag, and I will tag you down in the description box, and I'll leave it in some subtitles here. So have a great day. I'll see you soon, because there are some other tags that I have to do. So take care. Adiós, mi gente. Cuídense mucho.